Is Kris Kobach, former Kansas Secretary of State. Thank you so much, Kris, for joining us. Your name has been mentioned as a possible candidate for the border czar, we understand. I guess the question being is if Mr. Trump is going to bring in perhaps someone stronger on border security, do we need a border czar if we have a hardliner already in place?
You know, it's possible that the White House might want a border czar in addition to a new, obviously they're going to have a new Homeland Security Secretary. The key is you have to have a seamless communication between the White House and the Department of Homeland Security, and we have to make sure that the Department of Homeland Security is executing very quickly if the White House wants to take a change of direction or wants to launch an initiative. So I think it makes sense to have both, but if he has a strong leader at DHS, you could also get by without a czar too.
Well, I guess the question is, would you like to be the border czar?
Well, you know, that's obviously the president's decision to make. I've worked with him in the past and served on his transition team for immigration. If he decides that it'd be right for the country for me to serve, I'd be honored to do so.
Very good. Another one for you, Kris, is I guess the question being, is Homeland Security focusing too much on the border, not paying enough attention to other threats?
Well, you know, frankly, I think they can walk and chew gum at the same time. It's a huge agency. Yeah. So focusing on the border right now is appropriate because we are facing a true crisis. In fact, declaring it a national emergency now seems like an understatement, right? March had 100,000 apprehensions, highest in any month in the last 12 years. Yeah. Mexico's talking about the mother of all caravans. That's their term, which is on the way. Over 20,000 people. We have to take immediate steps right now. We don't need Congress to act to address this crisis, and there are multiple things that can and should be done immediately by the agency.
All right, let me ask you this one, and I've always wondered about it. The UK ended birthright citizenship, as to have many countries around the world. Do you think that should be eliminated here in the US, and could that help stem some of the flow of these migrants, many of which they know if they can have a child born in the United States, it gives them a lot more privilege to stay?
Well, it's interesting you mentioned the UK. The majority of countries in the world do not have birthright citizenship. Right. They have citizenship based on the citizenship of the parents, which is what the UK now has. Yes. I think there's a strong argument to be made because we do have what's called birth tourism, where we have tens of thousands of people born every year born to mothers who intentionally came into the United States to have the baby in the United States. And that endangers both the mother and the baby if they're crossing through the desert on the south border. So there is a good argument to be made.
Is it a constitutional question, though? Would you have to amend the Constitution?
So interestingly, the Constitution says all persons born in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are U.S. citizens. And the key is that phrase, subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Many scholars have pointed out that that means if you are you owe allegiance to another country, not to the United States, and you are here illegally in violation of U.S. law, you would not be subject to the jurisdiction thereof. So I think it probably could be done through statute or perhaps even regulation.
Very interesting. We're out of time. Kris Kobach, thank you so much. Appreciate your time, and good luck if you get the call.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.